Hello, BookTube. Well, today's first mail shipment was very small. I told the UPS driver that if he didn't do better tomorrow, I would sue him. Since this is America, that's bound to work. But I thought we'd go through it anyway. It's only 5 packages this time around. But who knows what gems they might have. Let's see. This is the first one. 7 Skeletons by Lydia Pyne. The evolution of world's most famous human fossils. Old man, Peking man, Lucy. Not you, baby. Got the little hippo's attention. And also, enjoyably, Piltdown Man, I think, will be in here. The famous hoax. Is there actually a chapter on Piltdown Man? Yes, there is. Oh, that's fantastic. That's interesting. This sort of thing just floats my boat. And it comes out in mid-August. That's great. All right, good. We're off to a good start. See the next one is here. Smaller thing. Children of the New World, a collection of stories by Alexandra Weintstein. Introduces readers to a near-future world of social media implants, memory manufacturers, dangerously immersive virtual reality games, and alarmingly intuitive robots. Many of these characters live in a utopian future of instant connection and technological gratification that belies an unbridgeable human distance, while others inhabit a post-collapse landscape made primitive by disaster, which they must work to rebuild as we once did millennia ago. Huh. Okay. This is a debut author, and I like them. I really do. They interest me. And in his author photo, he's barefoot. That's great. I'm sure a way for me to add photos into the description down below. I don't think that's possible, is it? I'd certainly like to do it, because you can't really make out grainy little black and white photos here. But anyway, okay, so paleontology and a debut collection. So that's not bad. That's a good start. What have we here? Romance. So we're 3 for 3. This is by Joanna Wylde. It's called Reaper's Fire. It is the Reaper's Motorcycle Club. The cover illustration is remarkably similar to what I look like in a leather vest. And I read Reaper's Fall, I believe was the book right before this. And it was weird. There is no successful way that you can romanticize biker gangs. There's no way you can do it, especially if you're a romance writer. They're viciously, endemically misogynistic. Just one of the worst examples. Women are bartered as sale items openly. So the Reaper's Fall, the one that I read before this, had, to put it mildly, generous helpings of fantasy, and this will too. But I'm not, and in this particular case, I'm not 100% sure that those elements of fantasy are actually worthy. I'm not sure that a writer of romance novels, especially a woman, should be writing books soft pedaling this stuff instead of condemning it. We'll see. Reaper's Fire had a couple of really touching moments in it, so maybe this one will too. Let's see what's next. The Romance of Biker Clubs. Oh, another romance. This from Christine Feehan. This is Dark Carousel. This is the next Carpathian book, I believe. Yeah, it's a new Carpathian, a series of her Carpathian books about warrior vampires. The moment Charlotte Vintage walks into her club, Tariq Asengard's blood is set on fire. The ancient Carpathian had given up hope of finding his life mate, but now he will do anything to make Charlotte his own. What Tariq doesn't know is that Charlotte is using herself and her best friend as bait to try to draw out the bloodthirsty killers who have already murdered Charlotte's brother and mentor. 10 to 1 she falls in love with him anyway. Let's see here. This is somewhat of an escapist book haul this time around. Oh, The Dragon Round by Stephen Power. Jaren has been the captain of the Comer for over a decade. He knows the rules. He likes the rules. But not everyone on his ship agrees. After a dragon attacks the Comer, his surviving crew, vengeful and battle-worn, decide to take the ship for themselves and give Jaren and his self-righteous apothecary the captain's chance, a small boat with no rudder and no sails and nothing but the shirts on their backs. Marooned and fighting for their lives against the elements, Jerome and his companion discover that the island they've landed on isn't quite as deserted as they originally thought. They never are they? They find a rare young dragon that, if trained, might be their ticket off the island. But as the dragon grows, Jaren begins to realize that even if he does escape the island, his life will never be the same. In order for justice to be served, he'll have to take it for himself. Oh, interesting. So the cover makes it look like it's dragons versus vampire or Vikings, but that sounds great. And this cover is also really good too. The illustration is by Torstein Nordstrand. Good. Okay. Well, so we have science fiction. We have 2 romances. We have a debut fiction collection, and we have paleontology. That's not a bad mix for a small haul. And we'll hope for a much larger one next time. Thank you, BookTube.